I'm good? All right. Hello. Should I, like, introduce myself? I can't hear any of you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna talk. My name is Abby. I will be playing Minecraft for a little bit. Everyone can watch me be a total noob, even though I've been playing for so long.
Boop, boop, boop.
Boop, boop, boop. Right now I'm on Logan's account and I have all of his stuff, so I don't want to lose all of his stuff. So I'm a good girlfriend. But I do need to find where I put my base. I don't know where. I don't know where he built. I'm so confused. Is anyone else on the call? I can't hear anyone.
Yeah, we're still here. I think. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't hear.
Okay.
I just hear you.
Brooke is over at her computer, so it's likely that we will be unable to hear her. Actually, I think she could probably. Brooke, you could probably hop in the Discord call if you wanted to. Oh, that's right. I took your mic. You could set it. No, I took your webcam. I'm not. That would be really bad audio. You could try it.
Where?
But yeah, Brooke is over at her computer. Gideon and I are on the couch, so you'll be able to hear us just fine, and we can hear you. And Brooke should be able to hear you, but I don't know how much she's gonna respond.
Rude.
Yeah. So.
Just being a total goat climbing this mountain. Love it. Parkour. Good. Yeah. I don't. I'm actually really need to focus because I don't know where he built. Why does he have clouds on?
I don't know if Logan built stuff either.
He did. He built this weird looking orange house. Where's? Okay. Ugh. Need to go that way. Love that. How should we just get Logan killed multiple times?
Don't get Logan killed.
Content.
Are you not playing?
No, I'm not gonna play.
Man.
I'm in very much a head empty, no thoughts.
I was gonna ask, did you get any sleep last night?
I got a little bit, not a ton. So I'm in like I'm here for tech support and for conversation. And by conversation, I mean I might say words, they might not make sense.
Parrot. Oh god. See, on my account, I have subtitles set up in the corner, and it's really throwing me off that they're not there right now. R.I.P. Oh jeez. Oh my gosh. I'm so good. So good.
Also, Chandler, congratulations for nuclear annihilating the goal.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's insane.
Super impressive, yeah.
Logan
Like,
called me last night.
crazy
And I was
amount
like,
more.
What the heck?
You can largely thank the night team and their friends who decided to make us feel lots of pain.
Oh yeah.
Logan called me at like 11 p.m. last night. I was like, Abby, look at the goal. And I'm like, what? Because in the winter, it was like, the goal was 500. I think you guys got to like 520 or 510. But pretty sweet. Ooh. Did you guys see those dodges? Oh no. Oh god. I'm so good. I'm a goat. I know I built my house over here somewhere. So I started a mine shaft. And the way I do my mine shaft is kind of different. I don't do like staircase down. I just built like a huge hole in the ground. Like a, I don't know, 2 by something. Ooh, do you think I can make this? Oh god. Do you guys think I can make this? I think I can. Yeah, let's do it. Running start, let's go. Whoa. Oh god, okay.
That is a high FOV, bro. Dang, that's like
Woo!
Quake 2 professional player
Yeah! Let's go.
FOV.
Let's go. Yeah, Logan's setup is pretty OP.
Yeah, so Brooke is not going to be able to hop in the convo for too much just because she's over at her desk. So wait, so you guys did the hot sauce from Skylar, right? Brooke,
We are 3 hot sauces in.
okay, so you did do the hot sauce from Skylar. Just making sure. I'm gonna spin his task wheel because I don't think we did that. Did we do your task wheel either? I don't think we did.
No.
Give a team member a genuine compliment.
No, I didn't do the task. I didn't. All right.
And tell a story about something that scared you.
Is that one for me?
Chandler, you have very nice hair. How's that?
That works.
Oh. I mean, I'm like virtually indestructible, so not a lot frightens me, you know.
You sound 8 years younger than you are.
Yeah, closer to 10, but let's see.
I have no idea.
Oh, I've got one. When my little sister is 15 now, so this would have been 13 years ago. We were down in Lacine at Lynn Valley Lake on a little what do you call it? It's not a rowboat, not a pontoon. I don't know. It was like a 5-6 person boat. We put about 8 people on there. Granted, 2 of them were children, but a little bit into that trip, the front end of the boat began to sink into the water, and I was so scared that I knew everyone else would be fine, but my little sister was like 2 years old and in a very ill-fitting life vest, and I figured if this goes down, she's not going to make it out. Fortunately, it did not continue sinking because we all ran to the back and it pulled itself back up. But yeah, that was pretty frightening. Thought my baby little sister was going to drown.
Wow, being a caring older brother. Wow, can't imagine.
Yeah.
Or just being riddled with tons of anxiety about people dying around you. I need a tree.
This took a dark turn.
I can get the axe. Body spray. You know, I really like Axe chocolate. I'm not too proud of that, but it smells so good, and it's so nice.
Axe, as in like the
Yeah,
body spray,
Yeah,
Body
the body
spray?
spray. Axe chocolate.
like a scent, or like do they make chocolate?
A scent. Yeah, it's a scent.
I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, that needed some clarification.
Like,
Your
what am I
side
missing
hustle.
here?
You could probably eat it, but I doubt it would taste like chocolate.
Chocolate.
I have no idea where I am right now.
I
Should
remember
have
when
gotten.
they first invented chocolate.
I hated it.
Well, what all do you have in your inventory? If you just have that piece of dirt, you could totally just die and get back to spawn.
That's true. I might do that.
Jump off a cliff.
Jump! Woo!
He did it.
Oh,
The
sad
mad woman.
music.
Yeah, listen, it's a speedrunning strat. It's
Is
a
it
death warp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he started a farm? Oh, I'll take care of his
RNG
farm.
manipulation.
I'll take care of his farm for him. I don't know if he wants these over here.
I'm good,
going to-
thank you. I'm trying to stay away from refined sugar at the moment.
Okay.
I see you also got like a quarter sheet cake.
Yeah, so it was Skylar's birthday.
Oh.
Okay, I think over here is where the other houses are. Oh yeah, here's the ravine.
No.
Nope. Ignore me.
What did you say, Abby?
Nothing. Nothing important.
I'm gonna turn you up on our end. I don't think I turned the TV up enough to have us
Yeah,
hear
I
you as
can't
much.
really hear her.
Okay,
'Cause-
can you hear me better now?
Yeah, because your volume on stream is fine, but I have you playing through the TV audio for us, and I don't think I turned it up high enough, so we can hear you now.
Epic. Okay. So I know whenever I picked my spot, I was at the treehouse and I just went.
Oh,
Right.
I think I know where you are. If you're still in that same... No, that might have been Skylar. Never mind.
It
I don't
should
know.
just be this way from your treehouse.
I'm glad that the jungle has watermelon in it, because, like, every single time that I play, it's almost impossible to actually find watermelon for me, so...
I never find
I see so
watermelon
much.
itself. I always find it in chests and mine carts, mine shafts.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a jungle over there.
Yeah.
Is that where everyone is?
Here, maybe I can
not
come up here
everyone.
and see it.
Brooke is further out. I don't know where Skylar is. We just saw where Logan's stuff was, which is a little bit past like a mountain. It's like in a valley past the jungle, and then I'm Ewok foresting this jungle.
You're gonna have to
Set fire.
translate that to a non-Star Wars fan.
I am creating a large, interconnected treehouse system within this jungle.
Oh.
Which means that to a certain extent, I'm like, all right, guys, please don't chop these trees down, because like I don't want to have to
Noted, because I was about to come get up to some deforestation.
Yeah.
Now I'm
It's
gonna
not
do
like
this
if
back.
you're skirting around the outside of the forest, it's one thing, but like if you like go into the forest and just start like chopping trees down, you're likely starting to cut down trees that like I've built on.
Okay. So what was the funny Skylar birthday story?
Okay.
So, Skylar's birthday is, I believe it's tomorrow. And
It's your
so
birthday.
Nick, one of the other guys, he mentioned a little while ago when we were playing disc golf, I'm gonna buy him a cake. That's what I do. And I say, okay. So yeah, the day that they're all arriving, or the day before, or whatever, I shoot a message out to Nick, and I'm just like, hey, you still getting the cake? I'm gonna run to the store, and I want to know. And he goes, yeah, I'm still getting the cake. Thanks for reminding me. But so he gets a cake, and so Skylar has a thing in D&D where all of his characters are, in some form or another, bread based. So their names are like, one of them, I don't remember what his full name is, but it's like something Pumpernickel. And he's part of the Pumpernickel family, you know, and they invented Pumpernickel in the world. There's the Rye family, which are like they're direct competitors, and they're both act like basically gang families, and they invented rye bread. This most recent one was Ross Crouton. You know,
Yeah,
We
I love
we
Ross
stand.
Crouton.
We stand.
um, what's in that cave over there? Oh no, that okay. That's not a cave. That was the destroyed obsidian nether portal. I was like, what is red in Minecraft now? Uh, just like in the
Lots of
open world
stuff.
like that. I thought it was like a mushroom biome, and I was almost very excited. But anyway, so in the other campaign that I'm running with him, his character's name is Shibata, and so like he's all about bread, and so he has his own like in world lore with all of his characters about that stuff, and so like the Rye family and the Pumpernickel family are at odds with each other, and canonically the Rye family is a little bit dirtier in terms of their tricks than the Pumpernickels. Um, so
Those freaking
Nick bought a cake that said "Happy Birthday" from the Rye family, and one of our other friends, Grayson, he was like, "Oh man, yeah, it's Skylar's birthday. I'm gonna DoorDash you some groceries, some snacks, and some cake and stuff like that." And he goes, we already have cake." So he sent a loaf of pumpernickel bread with the instructions of put it on the cake. And so
That explains the slice of bread.
so I put a slice of pumpernickel on top of the word rye on the sheet cake to be like the pumpernickel family will not be one upped.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
And
Things
it's
really heating up in the bread community.
and so it's just like it was also completely unplanned. I don't think Skylar had looked at his cake yet, but when he went into like his full private investigator spiel, where he was just like, "Now my first big case was between the Rye family and the Pumpernickel family." It was just like, "Oh, this is a great moment to show the cake."
Oh my god.
So
I'm gonna have to
no
crawl
good
back.
comes from a Rye guy. Skylar says in the chat.
I'm gonna have to crawl back and look at that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Have you still not found your house yet?
No. I'm working on it. You guys keep talking about Ross Crouton and his amazingness.
I've run out of things to talk about with Ross Crouton.
How? He's so amazing.
Well, yeah, but you know, I don't know. I went through my story. Like I said,
Watch me.
I'm here
Watch
for
me run.
conversation.
Yeah.
Sometimes the conversation will make sense.
Well, I think I'm being smart. I know that my house is like by water, so it's on this like stone clearing. Are you kidding me? Is this a dead end? I really should have set the coordinates.
Lava.
Ew, lava.
Well, this watermelon saved me. Okay, now that I'm not actively dying, I'm gonna try to find someone.
Brooke's probably at her house. I don't know. Well, the chat log is probably not there
Is
for
that
you.
it?
No.
Looks like it might be. Doesn't look like lava.
No, that's
Hell.
not it.
Skeleton.
There's a torch though.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Oh god, get fucked. Or get fricked, sorry. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh. What is this? This just lava? Yes.
oh, it is lava. Okay, I was like, it didn't look
Wow.
like there was any
Wow,
lava
Chandler.
there, but
Wasting
there
my
is.
time.
Listen, I told you.
Wasting
I
my
see
time.
somebody's house. It's on a little mountain.
Oh, that's Noah's house.
Oh.
It's his little hut.
Little box house.
Speaking of which, I don't know. I don't even know if Noah's still here.
I think he mentioned he was going to do something and then pop by a bit after Minecraft.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, maybe
Speaking
I don't know. In my head, the last I heard from him is, yeah, I'm just gonna play remotely. He's gonna play from his house, and then he would come over for the 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. closing podcast.
This is really depressing.
So Abby, why don't you tell us about your several new animals that you have?
Oh, I'd love to. Okay. My new. Maybe I should just go through all my animals. That'd
Do
probably
it.
be easier. Okay. So about a year ago, I adopted a cat. Oh, I can. Where's that echo coming from? Okay. Anyways, I adopted a cat. I adopted her when she was 4 weeks old. Her name is Monroe. She's much nicer than Palm, but still crazy. And then it got a little bit more exotic. This past winter, I bought 3 tarantulas,
Oh god.
Trinidad Chevron,
Okay.
Costa Rican zebra, and a Mexican fire knee. A village! Oh my gosh! Heck yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then a few
Whoa.
months later, I got 2 more. So now at this point, I have 5 tarantulas. I got which one did I get? I ended up getting another Trinidad Chevron. I got a curly hair. I got a Mexican red leg. Yeah, fire leg, not fire knee. Okay, I'm gonna take shelter. And then I forgot. I'm a Venezuelan sun tiger. Oh my gosh. You guys are loud.
That is a lot of bamboo. I think I found Chandler's tree houses. That is so much bamboo.
Okay, and then after I got all my tarantulas, I got a leopard gecko, which is technically Logan's, but he doesn't really like her. So, oof.
My partner loves leopard geckos.
She's pretty great. Her name's Aurora. And I got a blue tongue skink about 2 weeks ago, and she's huge. Her name is Sumatra.
I
She's
love
great.
skinks.
She's big. She's a big girl.
I got to touch one time. It was very nice. They're very
Look,
smooth.
I tried to get Logan to like hold her, and he refused. He was freaked out.
I love tiny little lizards. I used to have an iguana named Quincy. He was great.
An iguana?
Yeah, like a full-on iguana. We built a
That's sick.
little cage in the corner of the house for him. It was pretty big. He had his little sticks and little lights and everything.
My sister has an iguana. His name is forgot. Stewart.
Stewart?
Stewart.
That's a. We'll never understand people that give animals people names.
What do you
Like,
mean?
if I had a dog, you know I'm naming that dog broccoli or something. Macaroni. I don't know.
I think it's funny having a lizard named Stewart.
Well, okay, yeah, the comedic value of that overwrites that rule a bit because Stewart is a funny name on its own, and especially on a small lizard. So
It,
I can
a
I can
small
vibe with
lizard.
that. Medium lizard.
This iguana is like 5 foot, 5 feet long.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot they've got that big old tail. I think Quincy was a little bit bigger than a football in his body, but his tail was like whoosh. Chandler, I'm trapped in your tree houses, man. I can't figure out how to get back down.
You like them?
Yeah, it's really cool. I saw it from a distance and I was like, that is so much bamboo. Oh, here we go.
I keep the bamboo around because it prevents certain creatures from getting too close.
Really? Oh, because they can't navigate through it?
And so it allows me to get away from
Where'd it
things because they have pathfinding.
Oh, that makes sense. I didn't know that. That's so cool.
I'm gonna kill this golem with a wood axe. Where is he? There he is.
Oh, you found a village.
I did.
I think you're the first one on the server to find a village.
Ayo. Pogging.
Did Brooke find a village?
I filled out a whole block of the map.
Oh, Brooke
Hey,
found
buddy.
a village.
My...
You just never talked about her village. Why
No,
did you hit
no.
him?
Ah,
What was the
yes.
purpose of that?
I
Oh.
wanted to.
Oh, rip.
Because I can. Logan was so proud of his house, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of ugly.
Climb this big old mountain over here. I love that they made the vertical bounds of the world generation so much taller.
Hello.
It's the Logan. He brought you a sandwich.
Hello, gang.
What did he bring you?
A chicken sandwich.
Logan, do you want to bring me a chicken sandwich?
Can you give me a plate?
He can't.
I'm not gonna put it on the table. Logan doesn't like to use plates.
That's wool. I thought those were iron blocks for a second, and I was
Oh,
just like,
No,
how much iron have you been mining?
None. Around 2:30 or 3. Okay, so I'm probably gonna go as soon as the podcast starts.
Ow!
Those walk in a straight line, and oh, that's a sheer drop. That was such a cool mountain. I need to find that again.
Okay.
Yeah, it works really well. I love how it looks.
Well, and so the big thing that I do is I think you saw the last server, my house, which was like that, like the visible part of the house was like this like little garden area, and then like a dock. And then it was built
Yeah.
underneath
Yeah, I remember. I remember
this,
the
like,
dock.
grand- Normally,
What's up?
We're now on our
It's very
third
visually
try.
appealing.
We're on our third try of finding the house. Third
You're
time's a charm.
trying to find your own house?
I can't find it. I've been looking for 20 minutes now. I can't find it.
Yikes, bro.
It's fine.
My god, this bamboo is actually like
Where are
blocking my
you?
vision. I'm traipsing through Chandler's bamboo forest and his tree houses, trying to get back to this really cool mountain I saw. I think it was, what is my heading? It's to the west.
I'm at Chandler's base right now.
I was gonna try to find Brooke and like tear down her house or something.
I'm already tearing down my own house.
What? Why?
Wait.
I'm very
Oh.
sorry to hear that.
Oh, I know where my base is. I thought it was on the other side of Chandler's base. My base is over here.
It's the mountain to
I've
the
just
south.
been-
Yes.
I've been going the complete opposite way.
I mean, to be fair, it's not hard to get turned around in here.
I thought Logan's base was on the other side of Chandler's base. But I know I am this way.
Water. Oh.
Glasses. You just start wearing glasses.
They're not prescription, they're just readers, but I'm just trying to be proactive because both my parents have bad eyes and I do not want that to be in my future. And I'm already starting to get like eye strain. So these are
Sounds like
like
an old man
blue
problem to
light
me.
computer glasses or whatever. They help a bit. Oh no. That and I raised my monitors, not like on a VESA mount, but just on a little platform, so it's actually hard to read the text on my screen because they're a little farther away. Love the VESA mount though.
So did I tell you what I did with Brooke's monitor?
No.
So she got a new monitor when she got all this, 165 hertz, fun stuff. And my thought was, okay, she had two monitors originally. The old one is like this old LCD with like fluorescent backlight instead of LED backlight. So it was like heavy and it was big, but it had a VESA mount on it. And it only had DVI and VGA. So I was like, I'll replace that one with her old main, which is just a cheap but usable light 1080p 60 monitor. Doesn't get very bright, but it's good. And I'll give her a new monitor. Cool. The monitor I thought had VESA compatibility. It doesn't. It didn't.
Oh.
It didn't have VESA compatibility. So guess who drilled speed holes into the back of her monitor? Because the big thing, the monitor was like, I think when I bought it, it was on sale for like $60, and so it was like if I needed to replace it.
Another one.
That's very daring of you. I would be way too scared to puncture through something important, but I guess it wouldn't have been a huge loss.
Oh, I see stone. Stone platform.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're getting close.
Yep. It's around here. So much iron.
Yeah. Drilled holes
Oh my
in the back,
gosh,
and
the
they're not
birdies.
standard VESA holes. They are the 75 and 100 holes on one side.
Oof.
So it's being held up by 4 screws, but they're just 75, and the 100 they're not the 75.
So does it tilt or wiggle around, or is it
No,
pretty
because
solid?
it's incredibly light, and so as long as it's not being touched, it's fine. It's like a pound-and-a-half, maybe 2-pound monitor.
Oh wow.
Hey, is it this way or is it this way?
It's literally a Walmart brand monitor. It was designed as like this is better than the LCD one that you're running.
Yeah.
Um,
That's some tech MacGyver stuff right there. That's so funny.
so that's the currently only jank thing with her setup. So in the past there's been other jankiness. Most of it my own, and most of it due to me drilling holes in things.
Oh.
Oh, you see the computer on the fridge, right? See how it's got the stuff on the panel, like the side panel?
The fridge. Oh, the fridge is right
The
there.
mini fridge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I drilled a hole in the side panel, but
I always wondered how that cork board got there.
yeah, I drilled a hole inside because when Brooke went to college, I was like, you know what? Let me get you the ability to, like, it can still act as like a usable decoration piece that you can like hang.
Yeah.
Things on a tack board on. It's whatever. And then that was originally on like an HP, like super small form factor computer.
Oh yeah, I remember that one, the little box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely more all. And then I got her this one and moved that panel over. But that's the only thing that's jank about that.
Yeah, it sounded like a pretty solid setup. What made you? I can't remember. I might have already asked this, but what made you go Intel instead of AMD?
Micro Center having
Yeah.
good deals.
Okay. Yeah, you said yeah, the crazy deal.
When it's $270 for a full modern platform change with a flagship processor,
oh yeah,
you do it.
Hard to pass that up. No, I'm not saying like Intel's bad or anything.
I mean, their power to performance is not as good as AMD's right now.
Yeah, that's specifically why I got mine, because the TDP was so low and I didn't want to. I'm already pushing my AC outlet right now. I think it hovers around like 70 watts under load, which is just crazy.
You a 5600X?
The 5900.
5900.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, there's no way it's not over here.
I think. Okay, no, that wasn't under load. Under load, I think it pushes all the way to 115, but it averages out to like 60, 70 at any given moment, which is pretty nice. Also means it doesn't get nearly as hot.
So you were not able to find your house over there.
I have an idea of where it is, but I need a boat. You guys just keep talking about computer stuff. It's fine. It's over here.
Oh,
somewhere.
We're gonna be exploring areas at some point. We're just gonna find like 8 crafting benches, just like
Abby
That
was
is
here.
how I know where I've been before when I'm lost. Is that there's just a crafting bench somewhere.
It's on this
On
like river area. I don't know. Either up this way or the other way.
I think you're getting out to the ocean.
Is that it? Wait a second. Yes, I found it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been looking for 30 minutes now. Epic. Okay.
One thing that I'm glad, but also like upset about at the same time, is that you can't break boats by just crashing it into objects anymore.
I
I
was gonna say
know.
you used to be able to, and that was my favorite thing, because it would return the same amount of materials you put into it. So it was pretty much just a quick way of deboating.
I just came down here to show off my hole. Look at
That's a
that.
lot of glass.
Yeah. Spent a pretty penny on this. This is the superior way to make mine shafts.
I still like mine, which is a spiral staircase down through a big 4x4 tree.
We do love spiral staircases. Oh, this is so cool! It's like a little valley in the mountains.
I know.
not,
Oh
like-
wait, you're not talking about mine. Never mind.
Something. I can't even read that. 167. Oof.
You have golden horse armor.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty bougie. You can gaze at all my wares.
You're buying.
What are you buying?
What's the other one? Khajiit has wares.
Khajiit has many wares if you have the coin.
Okay, wait.
Getting thirsty?
Probably through the roof.
Oh yeah, I bet with all those hot sauces too.
Yeah. So like I need to just chill out on the salt. Food.
Does that exist on mountains?
You can find sheep on mountains a lot of the time.
This is a dangerous game.
This is the most recent version, so I think goats exist, but
Really? Yesterday I learned that foxes were in Minecraft. I had no idea.
foxes
You
have
didn't
been
know
around
that?
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Have
was
you guys-
dude.
Have you guys seen The Warden yet?
I've seen, not personally. I think. Well, no.
I was playing on my single player world, and that thing is scary. I ran into it when I was mining. It was very intense.
I think
Yeah.
on our last server, if it's what I'm thinking of, we saw it.
If you like move around it,
Okay,
that
then no,
when you
then we
trigger
haven't.
it-
I'm thinking of whatever's in the underwater ruins.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
oh no, I've seen that. I haven't seen the warden outside of like the advertisements for the update. I haven't seen it. So
He is
Me
scary.
neither, but I would love to.
He's
Sounds
very scary.
creepy.
Mm-hmm.
You could just eat a rock. Give me like a 30-second of health.
Eat that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, better than the nothing I've got. Dang.
it is basically useless unless you're like in the process of dying, because unless you like stand still for the entire time, the hunger will eat away at
Ah,
your bar.
so I've just made it worse, haven't I?
You haven't made it worse. You just didn't get any real benefit out of it. You just drop him in the hole?
Did.
Did you just? This is Sparta. That poor zombie.
What do you mean that poor zombie? Dude's out to get me.
He didn't do anything to you.
He hit me.
He was going to, and that will hold up in court.
Yeah, I stopped him.
Listen, I don't believe that the dead man was a viable threat.
Okay.
He was
I
already
don't
dead.
care. I don't really care what you believe.
Already dead.
All of my coal was on my other account. This is kind of sad.
Well, dude, I'm gonna. Because I don't think we're going to get any more bits and subs during this marathon. I'm gonna total up the amount of bits and subs I got during this, so I can give that dono.
Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah.
Because I did in fact say, hey, I will do that. And because I don't think we're gonna get any more, I'll do it now.
I mean, we've got three.
3.5 hours left in the stream, and
Yes.
I love this update.
Have you guys played any of the new Apex season yet? Which new character dropped?
whatever the most recent one is that
Oh.
they've been advertising.
Oh god. No,
I played a little bit before that, but
dang it.
It's pretty bananas. They made the Spitfire a light weapon, and the wingman is now a sniper.
Sorry, I know my screen is like
Yeah.
black right now.
Takes extended sniper mags and everything except the sniper scope. Figured I would try to get ranked somewhere nice this season, and I've viciously been trying to claw my way out of bronze. I got to silver yesterday. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I'll mess up sometimes, sure. Oh, rip. But people in that bracket just aren't very, like, smart.
Guys, I didn't save my spot. I didn't sleep. I need a moment.
And people
of silence.
thirst you so bad in ranked. So bad. If you drop, like, you're dead. Alright.
I owe $21.04 for this
Woo!
dono.
Give me your flesh. I am dying. Your house from here.
I'm actually really
I
mad.
see you. A sheep.
Sheep?
Don't.
You died again.
Okay.
Poor Gideon.
The sheep was
are-
right
have-
there.
So Abby just died and didn't sleep in the bed that was over there. So like,
Yeah, so now I
so
need to
now you
find
have
my
to run all
house
the way back, and then
again.
Gideon just died, and I don't think even Gideon has a bed.
I was trying. The sheep was right there, and I was like, "This is it," and then I blew up.
All
This
right.
is so sad.
Donation in. Boom. Should show up on screen in a moment. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, I was waiting for the
Heyo.
noise. Horses.
Yeah, you were waiting for the noise. I muted my computer so it didn't pick up, so we didn't hear like echoing stuff because we have it on this as well.
This is
But,
Minecraft.
Yeah, so that puts us at 1791.04. So
Oh, wow.
we are $8.96 away from $1,800 raised.
Insanity.
Whoever planted these beets, I'm just gonna take some to feed to a horse. Thanks. If the horse will even eat the beet.
None of them are grown yet.
I'm one. We'll see if he'll take to one.
Those potatoes. Oh, some of those potatoes look like they. No, none of them are grown yet. I don't know if the horses eat beets or not.
Pretty sure they only eat apples, but maybe it's my lucky day.
No, they only eat apples.
That's another thing I haven't seen in this world yet. I'm sure someone else has, considering they've gone outside of the jungle. I haven't seen any horses.
Seen
Oh
a
yeah,
couple.
he doesn't like that. Dang it. Maybe you will produce an apple for me.
Make apple.
Make apple.
So, I think I've said this. I don't entirely remember what all conversations I had brought up while the mic was on, but last night, during the closing parts
My
of the
bed.
night shift, there's one of your 8 crafting benches.
One of my
Also,
benches.
the other thing is, I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna see like a whole bunch of trees that are just like they have the bottom cut out of them.
But you don't
That's
finish
how
the
it-
tree all the way up? Oh
how I leave my
no,
mark.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna go through in creative mode and just put all the trees back. Repair the trees.
Please, we can't have any incomplete trees here.
But
There.
No apple.
are you gonna make it? You're gonna make it stand on one?
It's better than nothing. You're welcome.
But yeah, last night, right at like the closing hours of the night shift, we were all pretty tired. Nick fell asleep in the middle of a boss fight in Star Wars: The Old Republic. And like woke back up and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fighting this boss." And I fell asleep several times in the middle of me talking. So if I go back, you might hear me be like, I think there was one point where I was like, yeah, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the monitor because at one point I didn't update the URL and then the cat, and then that was it.
Bro.
Oh gosh, I really want to go back and watch the night stuff now. It sounds wacky.
And that happened several times because I was just like I was laying in the recliner and Palm was laying on my lap, so like my brain was just like. And here's the other thing,
It's time to go.
I think I didn't quite realize the gap in time between when I was like falling asleep and when I would say things. So like 30 minutes would pass between when we were talking about monitors and stuff. And I'd be like, all right, I'm going to talk about monitors. We were just talking about monitors. And then Palm's laying in my lap. So I'd bring up Palm and my tired days, and then I don't know where I got URL, but
Yeah, that threw me a little bit.
yeah, it was just like I don't know.
Exhaustion.
No, I was still level. Like I was struggling with my ability checks and my
Rolling
my
at disadvantage.
my proficiency in charismatic talents were not there, but uh I Abby's gonna get blown up again. I would maybe go up and just right click that bed real fast.
Oh my god, I forgot to do that again.
Hey, it's Monroe.
Yeah, Monroe's trying to say hi.
But yeah, I was definitely low rolling my ability checks last night.
You forget a language in D&D.
Um,
Lose the ability to.
I I mean,
I've never come across
for
a
sure,
scenario like
I
that.
would say like you can.
Yeah.
It would be pretty specific situation to forget a language, but you can. It's possible.
One of my party members learned how to talk to plants last night. He's very happy with it.
And are you asking because you're trying to figure out how to prevent him from talking to plants in the future?
No, I wouldn't want to spoil his fun. I just thought, like, maybe you get hit in the head hard enough, you get concussed so bad you forget common for a little bit.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was necessarily that, but like I would say like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so your character knows this language, but like depending on the age of your character, they've forgotten it over time. You know, like you could just be like
Yeah,
you're out of practice in a language, so like if you hear certain things, you can get by, but you're not able to like fully like you can't read it anymore, you know?
that would be a very interesting mechanic.
So like um and I would say that's, that's up to the DM and stuff like that.
I definitely try to work that in. Like, you gotta practice or at least find someone else who speaks it every now and then, or you lose your fluency.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, you've been on your adventure for like 3 years at this point and you haven't spoken this language cuz and the only people you spoke it to was your family, so like you could get by in a conversation with your family again. And if you like came into the situation, but like you might not be able to you're not as fluent as you used to be, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, like you get trapped in another dimension for like 15 years. Then you come back and it's like, oh, you know, you don't know this language anymore.
Man, that would suck if you left, like, Curse of Strahd and went back to the material plane and couldn't understand anyone.
Yeah,
Are you running any modules or are you doing homebrew right now?
Humber. It's a completely custom world.
You're very brave. I tried
It's
that once and it fell flat on its face.
it's a completely custom world. Both of the campaigns I'm running right now are in it. The one shot that I did last night was in it. And the two campaigns that I'm running are running parallel to each other.
That's really
So
cool.
the different things that they will do have effects on stuff. So because and when I say parallel, I mean like not the exact same timeline.
Right.
One of the campaigns just got out of the prologue, and the end of their prologue was the end of like Act Two in the other campaign, and so like there was a scene that was basically a recap um, for the campaign that I'm running with Abby, Logan, and Brooke, and it was basically just a recap while they were going into their next major story segment. Um, it was the end of the prologue for the other group.
That sounds like so much to keep up with.
It's not
But, like,
bad. It's there's a lot of names that I have to keep record of,
Yeah.
some personalities. But what I tend to do is I try and keep it. I try. I don't necessarily have them come across all of the same characters. So in Abby and Logan and Brooke's campaign, they have it started off as just Brooke and Logan. I was running a 2-person campaign, and
Oh, is this the one that you started all the way back in Maryville?
yes, so it was just those two at the start, and then Abby joined in, as we did some interesting things with that. My world is a little weird. Skylar, Noah, and Nick, if you're listening, mute for a moment. Um, Demons are not inherently bad, and I think they actually all already knew that. Their characters don't, but um, yeah. So what could be considered evil categorizations of characters? I don't know, like because there's like Fae, there's stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So like they're not inherently bad, right? You would always think like a demon character is inherently a bad character. But I go by the like literal like, okay, well it's more susceptible that demons could fall under bad things, but I want to have a in world lore reason for that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just like, oh well they're in, so like in my world some stuff happened between the demon and mankind races,
Oh, I love that so much. That's
and
my
so
favorite part of Diablo's storyline.
yeah, and so like that's what caused the current perception of demons among the mankind races. Whereas an Abby's character um, is a demon race of character, or a partial demon race of character. I think hers is specifically like a half.
I'm a guy, so I'm like half elvish, half demon.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
it was a great way to introduce that theme of yeah, like they're just people, right? And so like you might have to fight them um, because some of but they're not inherently evil, right?
Yeah, like
There are
we're part of basically our own society.
yeah, it's like there's a subset group of this that's just like no, we're not part of that, right?
That's really cool. I
Um,
like it when there's like substantiation to these things instead of, oh, it came from the ground, it's from heck, it's bad.
yeah, and so stuff like that happened, and to explain the fact that they're from a different dimension, um, demons were the original inhabitants of Siluria and got banished um, to another dimension, and they're trying to. The evil ones are causing some ruckus, um,
Getting up to a little trickery.
and yeah. So I'm not going to go too much more into that because I don't want to give away spoilers and stuff for the other
Right.
campaign. But so that's them, and so some stuff happened where to get to the situation where Abby's character was introduced, Logan and Brooke's character had to have some serious things happen,
It was
time space altering events,
Ooh.
to get them to a certain location, and um, it is what is known in my world as the time or the mind flayer incident, and the capital of a theocracy got basically wiped off of the map using more or less a magical nuke wand. It basically creates a gigantic mana storm that sucks everything into it. And so a mind flayer got a hold of that
Oh.
and destroyed the capital of the theocracy, and that sent Brooke and Logan's character off to where Abby's character is, and that was the introduction to her. Um, so the other campaign is they're in a military, and the group is just went through military training camp and very anime style military training camp. It's like college like experience, but like with
Yeah.
fighting and brutality.
Um,
But they just got out of the training camp, and so their final thing was the recap that happened. because there's a reoccurring character in my world that's a bard that was followed around Brooke and Logan's character for a little bit. And when the recap happened, it was at like the monument honoring everyone who was lost that day in the Mind Flayer incident, where she told the story of how she met this group of people and saw them get sucked into this
Vapor.
mana storm.
Yeah.
And it was basically like the military's like, this is the training camp's graduation ceremony, basically. Like, it's real now. We're going to fight in a war. They experienced that scene. Another death. But yeah, so their end of prologue was that exact scene played out, but from their perspective.
That's so cool.
So I get to do fun things like that, where the
Yeah.
different groups will have effect on each other. So I enjoy that aspect of it. My one shots are almost never going to have any real interaction with the player characters, other than like just it. My one shots are all myth and legend of my world. So like, there's a lighthouse in the city of Corin that is a seaside fishing city, a little bit outside of the capital of Cyril Son, the Theocracy, that got destroyed, that the group is about to go to. Okay, well, cool. What explains the lighthouse and their like prestiged fishing grounds is the story that I told in my one shot. And like
Really?
that's like the wives' tale of like, this is why the lighthouse is important. And this weird group of people came and saved our trout fishing grounds, you know? And is it canon or is it just myth? That's up for debate, but that's the story that's told at that location about, you know, some of the happenings, and why the town is the way it is that day, you know?
That is very well thought out. I really like that concept of everything being congruent.
Yeah, and so like all my one shots are going to be, you know, 100, 200 years in the past, sometimes 50 depending, you know, but it's like they're all just, they're wives' tales, they're myth, they're legend, they're things that bards might say.
Right. And you get to play
And so
through
there's
them.
a hint of truth that might be there, but how much? Well, we don't really know. And so if you want to really experience it, you have to play the one shot. And what that allows me to do is, whether or not the players play the one shot or not, that are going to that location, it allows me to flesh out that area internally to know what kind of personalities characters are going to have and what like major businesses are going to be and stuff like that. So it gives me a good way to do that, outside of just like, you're never really going to experience this in your
Yeah.
campaign. But so I enjoy doing that.
So I have a question for you, Chandler.
Yeah.
The one shot that you did for this stream, I had already done before.
Yes.
But I know that you did made changes to it. I wasn't able to watch the full one shot, but I was curious what changes you made.
Yeah, so there were some light changes, primarily just in the pacing. The overall story is still the same. Of like, it was all kind of just like the light tower reappeared at the end, but it was all just kind of like, was it a dream or was it not? You'll never really know. So overarching, it's still the same. Other than like, you know, the characters and stuff like that being a little weird. There's going to be reference in the world to some of the characters, like Blaze Jim Boots was the fairy bard of that area, and you know, he might get recognition in the world now, of Siluria, because, well, you know, he made his big break. This was his origin story of like how he got big and saved the town, and so like, you know, it might come up. It's never going to be something that's huge in the world, but it's like, yeah, you know, if you encounter a certain person in this area, they might talk about, oh yeah, the great stories that Blaze Jim Boots once said long ago, and you know,
That's cool.
it'll be fun and interesting. Like I mentioned before, a lot of everyone that's playing right now has done really good job with their characters, and it's made my job as a DM really easy. Um, because they and like when I say easy, they'll oftentimes stray from the path, but they'll never stray from the path because I just want to stray. There always seems
Yeah.
to be a purpose, which makes it a lot easier for me to like create
Yeah, like
motive of something.
wanting
Yeah.
breakfast or something.
Yeah, wanting breakfast, wanting the eggs. So no, it that was one of those like, all right, that's a little weird, and that's very Noah's character. Noah does that in a lot of different campaigns. His character in the other campaign is obsessed with cornbread. Um, speaking of this one's great. And I can tell you this, Abby, and you guys. So Berwick, I don't think Abby's character hasn't met Berwick's mother, but like I think you overheard a little bit of that part, or maybe Logan's told you. But the Berwick's mom is like an overbearing, like um, the best way I can describe her is like your traditional like matriarch, almost like Hispanic mother. It's like when I cook for you, and you will eat it and enjoy it, and it's darn good cooking, right? Very much
Picturing
like
uh the Fantasy High, which mom was like that
I don't know.
from Fantasy
I
High?
haven't watched a lot of that stuff, but
Psh,
it
lame.
very much the like I am the matriarch of the family, so if I say something, it's happening, right? If I say, son, go start the stove, you go start the stove and you say how hot. Um, if I say go chop wood or go plow the fields, you're doing it. And if I say it's dinner time, I'm cooking a feast. Like very much that personality. Her thing was Noah donated to get us to the $1,800, I believe.
Hey, thanks, Noah.
And I believe he said Bean Boozled. I will do a Bean Boozled to celebrate our $1,800 raised 3 times our donation goal. Yeah, so there was cornbread in the city that is near where Berwick's mother is. Berwick's one of the characters that I play as an NPC that's part of the party.
Oh.
So I can get involved and kind of direct if I need to without just being like, here's an invisible wall.
Yeah, like the hand of God isn't reaching down and pushing them.
Yeah. I believe that's toasted marshmallow or stink bug. Do we have more? I think we might be out of. Nope. Okay, there's one. We have one more left. Okay. I was like, I think we might be out of that one. We have one of those. Stink bug. I hope not. Toasted marshmallow. Big place. Big place. But yeah. So Berwick's mother is known to be the person who cooks this cornbread, and she has this huge, almost like kiln-like room, like this gigantic like baking room for like it's a huge oven essentially that she makes this cornbread in, and that was part of her story as we went through that area and met Berwick's mother. And so she's known in the town as this lady who makes fantastic cornbread. And she sells it she sells it at a low price to a local bakery to get people to come in, and like an inn there gets it. So she after the mind flare incident has been donating cornbread to the school, to the training camp. And so there's just mountains of cornbread that come in, and Noah's character is obsessed with it. He has like a religious attachment to this cornbread. And so like but it comes from this lady who they haven't met, but is an integral character in one of the other campaigns, right? She has relevance. So
Really digging the crossplay.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of lore and things making sense in stories. It's good storytelling too.
And I have
really fun.
gotten better at DMing as time has gone on, because the last time that
you were in the one shot that I did.
Yeah.
First off, that one shot was pretty hastily written, because I didn't really know what I wanted to run.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of just like, okay, well, I will, I'll do this. It's an option.
I might. I already have one that goes on Saturday night, and my brain is like already completely fed up with the one weekend obligation I have. But I'll think about it because it sounds great, and I'd love to join.
I don't even know when we're gonna. I don't know what day we're gonna start back up. Logan, Abby, and Brooks yet. My other one runs on Monday. Um, and Logan, Abby, and Brooks runs whenever we decide. It's been on hiatus because Logan's been at a summer camp as a camp leader, camp counselor. I don't know what his exact title was. So he was away for the
He was a
cabin
cabin
leader.
leader.
Okay. So he was away for the summer, and so we had been on hiatus for a little bit. His character is going to go through some minor changes. He's not quite pleased with it, but thankfully I have many things built into the campaign already that like can account for that. It's not
Perspective, I feel like
He-
it's more he doesn't know how to use his character to the greatest potential.
yeah,
Because there'll be so many times where he's talking to his god and doesn't know what to ask. Like doesn't
yeah.
know how to go about that.
Well, and Logan's talked to me. He likes playing the character like what we had in Zach's campaign, which is very much the like I'm gonna punch this thing because I want to punch it, not because like I have an actual reason to punch it. And so I don't think we can go that far with his character of just being like, all right, cool, yeah, your guy is definitely someone who's just gonna like, because like that's a ginormous character shift.
Yeah.
What class is he?
Right now he's
a paladin.
Yeah.
Paladins are busted.
So
Is he face rolling everything?
he takes very little damage and does quite a bit.
Paladin.
Just his AC is ridiculously high, and when he casts shield on himself, that +2 AC makes it to where it's like it's hard for me to hit him, and so I need to adjust the modifiers of some of the creatures that we're up against to give it a chance, because he, again, being the tank-like character, also gets in their faces.
Paladin.
So the barbarian that we have that I play as an NPC is an astral guardian, so he is also running tank build, very much like I'm gonna pull. So that's going to help alleviate a little bit of that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I know Logan wanted to change up his character's personality a little bit, and we've talked about. I haven't told him what we're gonna have happen, but we have talked about it, and so we've opened up a way for him to have some personality change happen and give him a bit more
Here's what
spontaneous.
I did for a complete character rewrite because I have this tendency to write characters that are nearly impossible to roleplay. So I had my character turn out to be a doppelganger who was killed by the rest of the party, and then they went and hunted down the real Hazel and found him.
That I mean, that is certainly.
Oh, and also we have an artificer on our team who has access to a lot of Waterdeep connections. So he crafted a genocide gun.
Oh, jeez.
Which
Noah's character's an artificer, and he's trying to. Guns aren't canonical with my word. English language is hard. Guns aren't canonical in my world, but like that's an artificer thing. He wants to be the gunslinging artificer, and so his personal character's plotline is about him like and you're supposed to get it. You're supposed to get your weapon of choice as an artificer at like level 2. You're supposed to craft it, right?
Yeah.
His character's plotline is going to be him slowly crafting this weapon. And because cannons exist in my world, and so he's like going through the process of trying to bring that around. But Logan's gonna have some interesting things. The players already know this, but the weapon that Logan carries around is a demonic blade.
Oh, snazzy.
So I've already told him that there is some possibility for that. You just need to let me know what your personality you want to kind of be, and we will go from there. Because the last thing I want to do is force someone to play a character that they don't want to play.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he doesn't want to give up his character. He likes playing the paladin. He likes the relationship dynamic he has with people right now, but he doesn't like the personality that his character has. And so
I feel that.
I don't want him to. I don't want to just kill him if he doesn't want his character to die. But I also don't want to like force him to keep playing this character that he's not happy with. So, anyways, I'll be right back. I have to go check on one of the dogs.
Oh Jesus.
That's
That's
a
a
hole right below you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's okay. Just got good.
So yeah, I'm gonna go check on the dog real fast.
Doggies.
Pup-ups. Ugh. Maybe I shouldn't be carrying all my good stuff on me right now.
How is it already 1 o'clock? Yeah, I think it's Minecraft. I'm just like put into this equilibrium of absent-mindedness and yeah, pretty much just absent-mindedness.
Well, at least the new update down here is really pretty.
Yeah, he should read audiobooks or something. Or record himself reading a book for an audiobook. Well,
Okay.
I'm lost again.
Again?
Again. Forget this place. I'm gonna leave. I want to go back to my mountain. I'm so alone in this world. I haven't seen a single soul.
I'm so alone.
I really want to build up in that big old mountain that I saw. There's like a huge peak to the west of Chandler's tree houses.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. What?
Valley full of flowers in the middle of it.
That's it. That's
I know where it is.
yeah. That's where I was gonna go make a little house, so I could
Got you on my map.
peer over and spy on Chandler. Watch him with his tree houses. Yes, build them. I hate how I've been programmed to double tap the stupid forward key to sprint, even though you can easily press Alt or whatever. Oh,
Control.
Wait, really?
Control. Yeah, one of
Oh
those
my
buttons
gosh.
that isn't Shift. Like, come on. Shift, C, run, crouch, run, crouch.
I
Ooh,
was
that
unaware of this.
that was a struggle packet.
Then Abby, if you haven't, you might have already talked about it while I was upstairs. You're starting on a homebrew of your own, aren't you?
I am. Starting on one.
How's that coming along?
Oh, Jesus. It's pretty interesting. Got a lot to learn.
Y'all are making me want to write my own campaign.
It's certainly fun.
I don't think I would have fun if I were leading another campaign.
Yeah.
See, that's why I do something like what Chandler did, is put himself in as an NPC, so I could at least like play with my players instead of being a disembodied voice.
Well, and so the big reason that I did that is because it originally started as a 2-person party, and so
Yeah, so you
so I wanted to
yeah.
give them an extra team member, extra party member, and so that happened, and it's given me an excuse to have like a little bit more. So currently, there's actually 2 NPC characters that I play that are in the party right now. One of them gets a lot more attention. The Berwick gets attention. The other one does not get very much in terms of lines. They are.
Poor guy.
We all forget
She,
about
she,
her.
yeah, she is very
Oh.
much currently the quiet voice of reason. She has only been relevant in one situation. Um, Outside of the mind flare incident, she's a priest from the theocracy. Um, so that's where she showed up. She got sucked into the mana storm with the rest of the team.
What happened to the mind flayer that did that? Like, did he go back to Xanathar and be
We
like,
don't know. Um,
Yet to be revealed.
yeah, to be revealed. Also, yeah, I'm not using standard realms, so like
oh, so
the
so
gods are different.
yeah,
So like you know, um, no one in the party really knows what the banished realm looks like. Abby's character was really young when she was still there. That's all. That's all I will say. That so no one either knows or remembers much of what the banished realm was like. That's currently in the party, which is great because that gives me a lot of opportunity to toy around with how I want that to be.
Waterdeep 2.
So right now they are in so my world, I can show you a map of it real fast. Is made of albums, D&D maps. So this is Siluria.
Did you use a tool to make that?
Yes. So this is Siluria. Keldark is a non-inhabited region that was it was a trade state that was destroyed in the last Demon War.
Okay.
Saracen Theocracy is a theocracy that serves the god Sarah, which is the god of balance and yeah. Principality of Hereshire is like a peaceful yet very militarily powerful nation. Like they're basically just like a don't mess with us because we will have mutually assured destruction if you do. But we're not gonna like just go out and attack you. The Forbidden Zone is another remnant of like the last war. It's basically a completely like wasteland. Everything is dead, and then there's just like this glacier mountain that exists, just completely frozen over. And that was like one of the final areas of the last war. So no one really goes there just because everyone that was there is just everything's gone, everything's dead. And then the Kingdom of Myth, which is basically a gigantic, near impassable desert. There is a small city.
Oh yeah,
Right up here on the point, and it goes.
Shawl.
That is the city that Abby is from, and there is a huge underground cavern that has several other cities in it. Let me see if I can. Oh, I also have like height maps, uh, terrain, like what.
Dude, I'm gonna have to find that tool. That looks fun.
I can send it to you. I have like mountain, how much like areas, forest areas. So like some of these areas are more forested than others based off of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better than what Roll20 gives me.
And then this.
Chandler, can you send it to me too?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
This is the underground cavern. So this is the Bath Shimshal. All these areas are like dungeon areas that they can go to. And there's a whole bunch of towns in here, and this leads out to the other side of the desert. So it's a near impassable desert that Abby's people have figured out a way to get around by finding this gigantic underground cavern and building a civilization there, made up of several distinct cultures, and so it's a lot of fun.
Oh man, I love underground societies.
And because, and I can say this, Abby's character lives with like and the people that she is with live within the standard realm. They live in the standard dimension, right?
Oh,
And so they're not in the banished realm anymore, but they can't be found. And so they live in this impassable desert and underground, the underneath the desert, to keep hidden away from all sides. It's a lot of fun. Also, I have little town maps.
oh man.
I'm gonna take
So I
like
will.
2 seconds to check on Monroe.
Sounds good.
She's being crazy.
I have. Well, some of them are like huge.
Oh my god, dude, that's like
Um,
like a mini Waterdeep.
yeah.
Ooh.
So this is old Keldark. This is the capital of that before it basically became nothing. So the city still exists, but no one lives there. This is the capital of the principality. It's like this huge city. There's a whole bunch of farms. This is where Berwick's mom lives.
That is so in depth.
It's and the great thing is it's all AI generated, but there are so many like little knobs and dials you can turn that like. And here's the thing: this is a separate tool than this, but they work together. They built plugins for each other. They're two different developers. So, Mon, which is the capital of the Hershire, is there. Cool. So I can say in this tool down here, Amon has a southern lake bed
Oh.
and has paths coming out to the east and west due to the cities that are in those directions for trade routes.
Is this like a GPT-3 model?
I don't know,
Or
but you can choose size, whether or not it has walls, things outside of the walls, castle areas, churches, rivers that go through it in what direction, paths in and out of the city, how many you want. You can rename all the different like wards of the city if you want to.
oh man, that would be great for our campaign right now because we technically own like 1/10 of Waterdeep.
Yeah,
So
so
we have
like
our own ward.
it's a fantastic tool, and I will I'll just drop it in the Nostalgiathon Discord. But it's great because it's allowed me to make this stuff. The world generation tool, like the actual like world map generation tool, is great because you can produce stuff like this to where it's like it's a northern continent, right? It has all this ocean, but you can make just like huge singular continents. You can make like peninsulas. You can make like just like Japan style island chains.
Yeah, I was gonna say it near the bottom. I really like that little
so-
archipelago-ish looking
so-
area.
That's the model that I used, and I was basically just like, I want like a main large continent with small isles, and so a lot of these isles out here are uninhabited. That doesn't mean that people can't go there. It's opportunity for other campaigns later on or one shots that I can build into.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So it gives me a lot of lands to deal with that's not part of the main campaigns. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. So like, you can go in. It doesn't just produce heights, like height maps. You can adjust those. You can also have it produce like a 3D model. It's like a very rudimentary 3D model, very basic, but you can have it produce one based off the height map.
Still, that's like wow.
But yeah, you can adjust the height map. You can adjust what the terrain and
that's a
ecosystem.
terrain map.
So like, this is a mountain that has a glacier in it. This is open plains. This is like grasslands. Dark green up here is like heavily forested area. This is like tropical forest. We have the forbidden zone, which is like dead wasteland, and then like the desert.
That is so cool.
You can separate them as well. So like, here's this map, which is here's all the different like major regions slash countries.
Oh
These are different
yeah,
countries
how
in this
you've
continent.
defined like the borders and such.
But you can also have like religious boundaries. So if you say, all right, well, you're all within the same country, but there's different like religions in this country, and this city is like largely populated by like this group of religious people, you can
like
clarify
different
that.
sectors.
Yeah, and so you could say that. So let's say that half of the Principality of Hereshire, like this corner over here, follows the Seraphon theocracy's practices, and so all of a sudden, cool, it's part of the Principality, but this culture here is more similar to the Seraphon theocracy. You could mark that and leave that on your map for you to have like reference to. Um, there's a ton of stuff. I'm gonna go make sure.
Yeah, them dogs be barking.
Might also be that like Noah's here or
We're gonna do a little bit of expanding because my house is pretty tiny.
I have
But
lost like several characters worth of materials at this point.
You
No. You can give me your coordinates so I can come visit you, but I
okay.
ain't I ain't no man needing no handouts or whatever.
Oh, is Brooke still online?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't hear. Yeah, she's
No, I
over
can't hear
here
Brooke.
at her desk. Ooh. Now I really want to play D&D. I really want to mess around with that tool. Hmm. Well, it looks like I'm going to die again. Unless the skeleton burned. When did this game become so hard? What? What did I do?
slash in between the 115 and the 348.
Alright, I gotta make a little landmark on this mountain so I can find my way back.
I also know which mountain you're talking about, and I have a map of that area, of this whole chunk.
Chunk. Big chunkus. Haha, am I cool yet, fellow kids? Haha, chungy chungus. Here's all the flowers.
Is there like a big water thing in the middle too, or was there?
I don't know. Bean over there.
Locked up the water actually. I didn't like that it was destroying all the flowers.
Oh, yeah. I don't think this is the same mountain. Where? I need to find Chandler's tree houses again to figure out where I am. Oh wait, there's Noah's little house, and there's the dog.
Chandler's treehouse has just become our little landmark.
Yeah, I mean you can see it from forever away. I just have to get some height and look for the tree houses. Here's Noah's house.
The tools that I used are pretty easy to use, and they certainly accelerate the process of making map and dense worlds. Because it would be a pain in the butt to like do that by hand, and you could be like, okay, well, this is like a large city. But cool, I can only draw so much of the large city. But if I can just have an AI generate like the stuff, and I can say, all right, well, here's like the locations that you're really going to need to visit. A lot of it's housing, but like here's like the general store and this, and so I can go in and in Photoshop or GIMP or something leave like marks that indicate that.
So does it give you any fine-tuning tools besides like parameters to tweak?
Yeah, so with the map, like the world map itself, the overworld map, you can go in and actually like hand draw in stuff afterwards
Oh.
with the tool. It's vector. It's a vector cell based thing. So
Yeah.
you can go in and like draw a certain section out and be like, this is now land instead of water. This is what you can cut out certain things. You can say this is forested. This is not. For the other one, not as much, but there's, like I said, a lot of those parameters. You can say I have an entryway to the east and an entryway to the west, a river that runs north to south. I want this amount of buildings. I want it to be a medium-sized city, and I want there to be an internal wall system that maybe protects like one building. Like if I want like a castle ward area, okay, well, cool. So we have one large building inside of like a fenced off area, so to speak. Cool. Well, you can specify that, but you can't really you can't hand draw in the city map, but the overworld map you can.
Is it a natural language processor? Like, are you feeding it prompts?
No, it's all just dials and knobs, and you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got a patio going on over there, Abby.
Looks pretty great.
Night creature.
Just expanding.
Oh, those stupid manta rays.
Oh,
The phantoms.
I hate those.
I don't. I know there were sheep around here, but I'm having trouble finding that flowery valley again.
Do you have to sleep through the night, or do you just have to sleep? Because like, if you lay down in your bed, do you continue to get attacked?
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I meant to turn those off because I hate those.
Plain text.
No, and also I don't think you have
No, I wasn't.
player rights.
I wasn't trying to actually do it. I was trying to send it in chat with a smiley face.
Oh.
That's usually what I do, just because my sisters are impatient.
Yeah, I don't. That being said, I don't think I've turned off command console rights for anyone. So you might have them.
I think it would autocomplete if I did.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, what? That's a zombie villager?
That is a zombie villager.
I'm getting plunked by skeletons. Okay, we're gonna have to wait this night out because I'm gonna die.
Do you have a bed?
Nope. That's why I said wait it out. Oh, I had to crawl up in a little hole and shield from the arrows. Nope.
I don't know. I don't know.
Feel that? I think I only slept like 5 hours.
I have slept probably about the same, just inconsistently. It's been like
Yeah,
2 hours
dotted.
here, 30 minutes there, 3 hours there.
Oh, that's even
Um,
worse.
So yeah, here's one of the note docs,
That's a lot.
and that's all arc one.
Yeah, I can.
Actually, most of that's just prologue. This one is um, about 40 pages long
How much time does it usually take you to do this?
to write it.
Yeah.
Um, we are in arc two of the arc three of their campaign. Arc two? No, just okay. So we're in arc two of their campaign, and I haven't written too much past arc two because I let the players kind of play,
Yeah.
and so there is an overarching story. There are major world events that will happen. Period. Um, like there is a war that's about to be waged. So like at some point, certain battles will happen. Um, but he blew up your patio.
He did.
You should file for an insurance claim on that.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Yeah. So
James,
so like
worth.
if I scroll down into arc three is really short.
Oh yeah.
But that's because they haven't gotten to it yet, and I don't know what their characters are going to be like in Arc 3 yet. So the major plot lines are there.
So
Arc 4 is really short. I know what I want to happen at the end of Arc 4. The finale is pretty well written at this point, just because unless they do some drastic things to change themselves, the overall story of the final is going to be pretty much
change
there.
themselves.
But I mean, it's very possible. So like I've told everyone this. I think they're more than welcome to play evil characters and all of a sudden go from like being the heroes of the story to being like the villains of the world if they wanted to. And so, you know, they're more than welcome to. No one currently wants to, thankfully.
Well, I didn't
wouldn't.
know.
I mean,
I don't think you told me this, Chandler. I think you told the other guys this.
I might have, yeah. I think that's largely, yeah. When you came in, I was pretty much just like, all right, cool. What do you want your character to be? Okay, I like that. Here's where you are, and here's a little bit of your backstory. You can give the rest, and I'm gonna play with this a little bit because Abby's introduction as a character, like I said, it's very much like her character was used as like a large catalyst for like the story in general,
yeah, an
especially like the
entire
introduction of it. So like
city like just disappeared.
I played a bit more into what her character's story was. That being said, if you did decide that you wanted to like become the villain of the story, I wouldn't stop you. I might like there. I wouldn't hard stop you. There would be some in world and story elements that would have to happen to make it so. But I wouldn't just be like, cool, you can't do that. Um,
Oh gosh.
because the other thing is like there's going to be some moral quandaries, especially in um, Abby Logan and Brooks' campaign.
I'm trash. It's fine.
I do love a good moral struggle.
I asked them at one point. I was like, "All right, do you or?" I asked. I think I asked everyone. I think I put a poll up at like the top of something at one point. I was basically just like, "Do you want moral quandary, or do you want like hero's journey? Like, if you want your standard hero's journey, I can write it to where you're like, you guys are the good guys, period. And we can go from there." And this I might have asked Brooke and Logan this pretty early on, I think. So, and then I was like, or do you want like some moral ambiguity on what's going on in your actions? They're like moral ambiguity, and I was like, cool, we'll go from there. Um, for them so far, they've still stuck pretty hard to the hero's journey side of that. But
Yeah, I've had a few sessions come to a full stop to discuss the ethical nature of some of the decisions we've made, namely the genocide gun.
yeah, well, your characters very much seem like the in one of the campaigns that the first campaign that I ran was co DM. So I was one DM and the other guy was the other one, and we played where when one of us wasn't DMing, we were playing a guy that had a split personality disorder that was like going insane due to some magical rocks that he found.
Magical rock.
Yeah, so it was Rhyme of the Frost Maiden, and so the material that is in that world that's magical and has some relevance to dragons and curses and stuff like that. His character found some that was a little cursed, had some magic in it, and so it's his catalyst, but it was also driving him insane. And so that was the first campaign that we did. We had a guy in the campaign with us. His name is Ryan, and he very much played the I'm gonna be the butthole because that's the kind of character I want to play. Um,
That was so much fun.
you know the I'm going to sit this one. I'm gonna sit this fight out because my character's lazy. Why would he fight this thing when you guys are here to fight it? You know.
Oof.
Um, and he would not like not. I think he always joined in the fight, but like it would be like, oh, we just fought. The group is gonna like go explore the rest of this area to make sure that it's cleared out. And he's like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna like sit here. I'll rest up. And it's like, okay, I guess that's fine.
If he's having fun with that kind of character,
You know,
sure.
his god that he chose was Colonel Sanders and the Holy Chicken. Um, so that seems very much like what you're going through right now with your campaign is you have a group of people that play like that.
Not necessarily. They're pretty good about staying in character and keeping things straight. It's just the setting kind of demands a little zaniness because we're playing like three different modules at the same time:
Oh,
Waterdeep,
jeez.
Witchlight, and Curse of Strahd. Not at the same time, but like we're moving through them.
Yeah.
And you know, Witchlight is a carnival, so you're gonna have our Dragonborn. He's gonna go play pin the tail on the dragon and be like, "Why is this racist?" You know, because he's also a dragon. Or I think we had a gnome rap battle. Yeah, I mentioned that we had a gnome rap battle.
Mhm.
But typically we're good about not being too zany.
Yeah. Right now, the group that I have, I think what Logan wants is a little more zany in his character, and I think that's what he's missing out on. Because there's some like Abby, Abby's character introduction was a couple sessions long, and she had a great character introduction because it was right at like a carnival time or like a festival time in the city, and so she got to play her character in a way where it was like she got to get all dressed up as her character and go out on the town and look for some look for her man for the night and there was an interaction with two different people where she was just like, I see this
Which
guy over
one?
here, and yeah, so it was like there was a gargoyle and there was a minotaur, right?
Oof,
Because
Minotaur.
because not all evil style creatures are
Yeah.
evil, and that's where she is right now, and so she was like, the minotaur is kind of buff and strong, he's kind of cool, but like the whole bowl thing, and then there was the gargoyle. Is like the gargoyle is clearly not that all that, but the bull saw her jumping between the two. The guy was
I
talking to
missed
him,
out.
and she missed out on the minotaur, but she got with the gargoyle who had some. He lived with his parents.
hmm Which
But
my character does not know still.
yeah, her character doesn't know that. I believe that she thought that he was like
Married.
he married. Um,
My character thought he was married.
so
After.
there's some zaniness and some weirdness that goes on, but I think that it's um, not nearly as much or as normal as like what Logan is wanting. some of that comes to the fact that I mean, I did just like mass genocide a capital for plot
Yeah.
purposes. Um, the people who raised Brooke and Logan's characters, because like the prologue for Brooke and Logan's characters was their backstory. I fully wrote out their backstory. The people who raised them were three undead people
Oh.
who had made a deal with the god of life and birth to keep watch over the seal that keeps the evil god slash demon lord locked away in Keldark. And so at the end of the prologue, their parental figures were at the point where they were like, we, one of two things is going to happen. We're going to be here. And the longer we stay, the harder it is to eventually let go of our current immortality of being undead, right? And so you are now at a point, you're of age, you've been trained, and things are happening. We're at a point where if we don't get let go now, we probably won't. And so are we gonna die while heroes or live long enough to be the villains? And so
That's
they
so
decided
sad.
to step away at that point. One of them is still around, their grandpa-like figure, which is a literal ghost sorcerer. Um, he's still around. They haven't talked to him for a while because of some certain story events, but so there's a little weirdness there, but it's also like a pretty dark story at times. Like I said, the capital of Charleston, Kulog, just got like literally blown off the map, and the recap was the post traumatic stress of the bard who was watching the entire thing, and her only friends that she's ever had getting sucked up into the portal,
Oh my
waking up with
god.
uh her character also has like issues with her family. She went out to become a bard, and her mother didn't like it, so she hadn't talked to her mom for a while. Her mom lives in Kulog, and she was finally going back because she had heard of the interaction between Berwick and his mother. Berwick was a prisoner. Um, he went into a rage at one point, protecting his family, and killed like 11 people. Um,
Oh.
and so they sent him out to like a far southern prison town that was in like the northern reaches of Kulog, or not of Keldark, and our team kind of like broke him out because he's not a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
He was protecting his family and went too far, and so that's the reason that they didn't like death penalty him. They were just like, we just don't want you around ever, and so we're going to send you out to this prison town. Um, but the like re-interaction caused the bard to be like, okay, well, I will go and maybe try and reconnect with my mother. And she shows up the same day that this happens, that the mind flare incident happens, and she wakes up on the shore of this now crater where the city used to be, holding the amulet that her mother always wore around her neck after being unconscious due to some debris.
Dang, boy, you really know how to mess them up.
Yeah, I made Abby cry at one point, and I felt really bad about it
You
because
did make me cry at one point. I forgot about that.
Abby's got a grandmotherly figure in the campaign who
Yes.
there was some words between them, and it was like Abby was about to go on the adventure with these guys, and they were like, these might be the last words that we hear from her for a long time. And they were some fighting words, and it upset, and everyone was like, Chandler, like, what? And I'm like, no, just like, you think I would
Just keep
actually like do
going.
just keep going. But it got pretty real for a minute there. um and I normally cry during major story elements during my own campaign. When I was doing the recap through the perspective of the bard, like I was tearing up because I was just like, I had played this bard off and on in the campaign for like
Oh
several months at that
god,
point,
and
interacting with the players, and then getting myself in the mental perspective of, I just saw them get ripped away from me. The only people I've ever found as friends. Um, it was like, oh,
yeah, that's a big old gut punch right there.
so uh, it's a good. I enjoy it. So I think Logan's wanting a bit more zaniness and a little less
Emotions.
emotional trauma.
Yeah, not everybody plays the same. That's how I used to be, but it obviously didn't work out very well.
Well, and Logan's character himself doesn't deal with too much emotional trauma. I think he's pretty well taken care of. He's got some head on his shoulders, but I think just the world itself um, is leads to a lot of that, and that is confusing how he likes to play his character, which is a little bit of the way that I described his character is punch first, ask questions later.
Yup.
So
My favorite kind of paladin to play.
there's also an interesting interaction going on between Abby's character and Logan's character because the way that I have my world set up is that if you choose to pledge yourself to a god, you get certain stat boosts depending on how much you decide to pledge away. Is basically like a I'll do this thing. So Brooke pledged to where every single fight that she would do, it would be for the god of life and death to like bring cycle back into stuff, and it was like okay.
Oh, that's clever.
And so she got some stat boosts in regard to that. Logan is following that universe's god of medicine, and he pledged celibacy.
Oh,
And so there's some interactions that are interesting. The problem is I have to build out things that will test that. Otherwise, it doesn't hold that much of a purpose other than just like character building.
you know, one of
And
the
Abby's doing a pretty good job with her character on her own, testing that. Abby, like we mentioned, Abby's character is very much like a flirtatious style character.
yeah,
Yes.
Abby's character is also a bard, so like she's got the high charisma value,
Yeah.
right? Um, she's also playing wingman for Brooke.
Yes. Yeah. Very
um,
supportive. Supportive best friend.
She's trying her best.
Yeah, so like we're gonna see what happens there. Logan's personality change could potentially affect his relationship with his god. It depends on whether or not he wants to be Oathbreaker Paladin. If he wants to go that subclass, he can.
that's the subclass I went with. That's a good subclass.
So and it's building a in-world during the experience like reason for it. So like, okay, you're going through like this personality shift,
Yeah.
this major character.
So much of your like meta stuff is decided by the story, and I really like that.
I've mentioned it before. I have some really good players. And they all interact really like Brooke, Abby, and Logan have a really good dynamic because they all know each other pretty well, right? Skylar, Nick, and Noah, same thing. And so like they're all willing to bounce things off of each other if they need to. And so once I think we get Logan's character's personality figured out a little bit, and how he wants it, I think stuff's gonna really take off there. So there's good dynamics.
How long do you guys usually play per session?
2 to 4 hours depending. It on what like the one that I've been doing with the guys is normally from about 6 p.m. to 9 or 10. There's normally a little bit of break in there just so we can all use the restroom at some point. So it's normally 3 hours. We've done normally 2-hour campaigns when we were still in college. When Brooke and I were still up there, we did 2-hour campaigns with Abby and Logan. Sometimes they're a little bit longer, but that tended to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you feel like working in another character, I would absolutely be down to make one. For the sake of my sanity, I would probably only be able to play 2, maybe 3 hours tops.
Well, we can also have you be like a reoccurring character if you want, like where you come in for certain things and we level adjust you as time goes on. So if you want to be like a
Yeah, but I feel like that puts a lot of I feel like it makes extra work for you, and that would make me feel bad.
it doesn't make any extra work for me. It just puts strange character development stuff on you. Because it puts more work on you because I tell you, okay, well, certain things have happened in the
Yeah,
story. Now you have to kind of,
to fast forward my
yeah.
character personality and development.
But yeah, no, like I don't know how long our sessions would normally be with Logan, Brooke, and Abby, but
Are you
I
playing tomorrow?
I don't know. Tomorrow I'm resting.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, that is a good
Um,
idea.
I put normally with the guys it's every Monday, right? And I postponed that. I told them 2 weeks ago I'm stopping because I have stuff for Nostalgiathon to prep. I have the campaign to adjust for Nostalgiathon, and so I need to focus on that first, and our campaign will come later. Because what tends to happen is I will write that campaign, like the next session's campaign plot, right after the previous one had ended to make sure that I'm building off of the characters' choices and
Oh
decisions.
yeah, yeah.
And so I will normally spend about 2 or 3 hours writing my next plans um, after the campaign. Generally, the day after gives me some time to think on stuff and sleep a little bit.
Get all that knowledge.
I don't know.
there.
I'm reading it.
Despite it taking place in a homebrew setting, do you have any hard and fast rules about races, characters, whatever?
Um, yes and no. It depends on where you would want to be introduced as a character. So with and what camp. So if you were joining Brooke and Logan and Abby's campaign,
Yeah, if that's the one that
yeah,
you don't have a solid date, you just kind of
yeah, we don't have a solid.
formulate.
Yeah,
That would work
we
wonders
we don't
with
have a
me.
solid date currently. We might try and set one up, but for the time being, it's kind of like
It'll
we're still figuring it out.
we've all got really crazy schedules coming up with classes starting soon and all
Yeah.
that.
Well, and you've got start of semester sorority things that are kicking off,
Yeah,
and
I have recruitment coming up.
so it's one of those things where we're still figuring that out.
So we have to
And
do
so
that, and we have to figure out a time for my campaign.
yeah,
Wish I could go back to college just to learn stuff.
That's what you usually do at college.
Well, like not career pertinent stuff. Just I don't know. What if I want to
well,
learn how to fix a train?
go to JCCC and just take certifications.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was
It's
looking at continuing education classes.
it's not necessarily cheap, but it's an option. You take one course a semester, and it is the cheap. Yeah, but I mean, just like doing that, it's you are spending. I mean, if you take one course semester, you're spending at most like $1,000 a year if you're taking one course a semester.
Yeah.
Um, like that's not cheap, but that's not expensive for like, yeah, I just want to learn something new, in like an official class environment.
Yeah, and, especially if you do get certifications out of it. Like
Yeah, that opens up
yeah.
resume building, job opportunities, and just like being able to be like, hey, yeah, absolutely. If you need someone to do this, well, Gideon can't.
I have one piece of wool.
Although that being said, no, Abby, that's
Mhm.
Logan's house. You exit the world real fast.
Oh, we're gonna scum
and then Abby hit pause and exit the world
Hey,
real
you're cutting
fast.
it. Exit the world.
Well, you don't necessarily need to exit the world or just like go to your bed. Because we're just gonna scum get through the rain and night. Um, so Gideon's off the server for a second.
Okay.
Also we gotta hydrate.
Oh,
But yeah, it's still raining, but not night. There's not any hard fast rules on character races or classes that I have, other than it needs to be relevant to where your character is introduced. So if you were introduced in the next little bit, it would have to be
a demonic race, and it can be a homebrewed demonic race so long as I approved of that
Right. Yeah.
variation. But if it was in a little bit, it could be either just a standard race or anything. So it kind of, it has to be relevant to the area of the world that you are in, where you're going to be introduced. But beyond that, free game. Abby got to write a bit of her backstory, and then I just kind of tangented on it a lot. There's a lot about her own backstory that she doesn't currently know that is plot relevant.
Oh my.
We're learning though. We're figuring
Yeah.
stuff out.
Well, here's the Abby's character is about 200 years old. Because again, the half elf and then also like demon thing. You know, that's a relatively young age. But so that's her character's age. But most of that she has spent
Pretty sheltered.
pretty sheltered, and then when not sheltered in this new environment that's not in the banished area, right? And so she doesn't really know a lot of what is happening with the rest of the things that are outside of her own little bubble. She doesn't get to know a lot about. But things will slowly come up. A lot of my thing is based on like my campaign has a central theme around memories and dreams, and so I do the stereotypical like when you're dreaming, it's easier to communicate with the gods thing.
I love that. I love that trope.
And so whenever the characters sleep, depending on roles and story progression, stuff like that, their gods might talk to them. They might have a memory nightmare, right? Noah's character, and especially Nick's character, is a sorcerer who is the subclass of whatever the subclass is. Like the Mind Flayer has the like little dude. You have the little Mind Flayer larva in your head. That's his character, and he dealt with that. So he's dealing with like nightmares due to that, and it's plot.
His character is whack.
His character is whack. Welcome, Noah.
I just realized my mic has been on this whole time while I've been gone.
But so no, it's a lot of like dream stuff, and so Abby's character, there was a fight with some creatures who delve into your deepest memories that not even you might remember, just like super crazy. And there was some stuff that Abby's character got to experience that involved her parents that she doesn't remember too much about, like back in the library of their old house, before they were separated and she was brought back to the standard realm. So
I heard that was a moment.
So were you?
Thought it was the one that started with a K that got deleted.
Kulog? No. Also, no, we're talking about where Abby's original home was, and then where it is now, which was with in Shimnasal.
Is anybody else from Dogville?
Celiaranth has a ward called Dogville. It is an area made largely up of a partial like canine-esque race. It's basically just like their ward that they hang out. There's also like a lot of like just like stray dogs that go around there.
That's adorable.
And it's just like this little self-sustained village in the principality.
Word has it, a really cool, awesome blacksmith artificer lived there.
From there.
Named Beavis.
Named Beavis. It is. His name is Beavis. We've got Beavis, Shibata, and Galen. Galen's the only like normal name. In the other campaign, Brooke, Abby, and Logan's. Brooke's name is Safriel. Logan is Rengard, and then we have Constantine, right?
Rengard?
Rengard.
That's a League of Legends champion.
Is it Rengar? That's Logan's character's name, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Logan? I thought Logan didn't play League.
No, he
Legend's name this whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rengar is a
No,
League of Legends character.
he played a lot of League of Legends. But
Brooke,
he
did you
doesn't
see the
much
present I
anymore.
left you?
Did I loved it so much. I am rebuilding my house right now.
But that being
Same
said,
area?
it is 2:04.
Oh, really?
Which means the Minecraft block has in fact completed, and we're gonna do some Nostalgiathon podcast. So, Abby, if you got any closing words from Minecraft, we're gonna move on to the podcast, which you are welcome to hang around in and join in the conversation if you would like. I don't know. I think you have some
Thing I
stuff to
like.
do, but
I like 3:30.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to chill for a little while and
Cool.
keep in the
Well,
conversation.
Thanks for watching me rebuild my house. Look,
Heck yeah.
I think it looks pretty great.
Oh my
Heck
gosh, there's
yeah.
an Enderman.
Pretty cute. All right. I will stop sharing my screen now.
Oh, I spelt it wrong.
Piskles.
What? Where'd this bamboo come from?
Flickles.
Brooke, I want to come see what you're doing.
The podcast, just audio. So, your camera on, you're more than welcome to. You'll just be over where Abby is. Abby, you don't need to have your camera on if